As we come back up here, I had a lot of great comments. The one comment that I heard from almost everybody was that the sweet potatoes weren't mushy. Here's the trick. I like crunchy sweet potatoes. I don't like it when they're so cooked that they have the baby food texture.
Sure.
So exactly, I feel the same. Yeah. So I told somebody I have to doctor the blank out of them for me to like them. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
If there's a food I don't like, I have to figure out a way to mix something with it so I can enjoy it. So it's a really easy trick. You take your sweet potatoes or your yams. Now these actually aren't sweet potatoes. These are actually yams. Sweet potatoes are actually white, but we associate the yam as the sweet potato. But one's a yam, and then the sweet potato is actually white, little denser, and it's kind of a cool piece. So it's just kind of different. They're called rutabagas, and they've got a softer, crunchier, and they look like regular potatoes, but they're even sweeter than the yam, but they're not candied style sweet, if that makes sense. Like these one have kind of almost a honey flavor to them. So here's the trick. You put them in the pot in cold water. You put your chopped up yams in there. As soon as it gets to a boil, like literally as soon as the water starts to boil, not when it bubbles around the edge, but when it actually boils, you turn it off. You let them sit there for a couple minutes, and then you run them in cold water. Because they're going to keep cooking.
You shock them.
You got to shock them.
See? Uh-huh. My wife taught me that one.
To shock them, shock the vegetables.
Yep.
So that's that piece there. So now the second thing that we're going to promise tonight, and it is going to happen because Dan and I are going to get together on Tuesday. Dan, we put this in your calendar. Not Dan Van Hook. I won't make you do this,
what?
Dan. Dan Hovel and I are going to do this. We're going to have lunch together, Dan. And because you might believe this, you might not, we have no recipes at Johnny Mango's at all. None. We make the foods the same day that we're going to prepare them, and the only experimenting we do is in my mind. Honest to God. So we'll sit down on Tuesday, and we'll write these out, and then we'll get them so we can put them on the webpage, which I promise will be before Thanksgiving, so you can utilize these. Yeah, so which is now. Okay, so now the next part is tell them about where we're giving some funds to tonight.
Johnny was nice enough to donate 10% of the proceeds tonight to a charity of my choice. And that's a hard decision for me because when I was a young man, my father always taught me that it's important to give back. It's important to teach my children I have to give back. And so I try to do as much as I can in the community for folks and children that need it. So I work with the Champagnat Children's Foundation. I work with the RT Autism Awareness Foundation. I work with Toys for Tots. I focus on children because I really think children are our future. I think there's nothing better than children. And so the charity that was a tough choice for me tonight, but is still a great cause, is the RT Autism Awareness Foundation. Autism is one of the fastest growing fundamental disabilities we have in America. And it's scary how fast it's growing and how fast it's affecting us. We are at the beginning of the real impact that autism is going to have on our society because a lot of the families are starting to have children now with autism. We haven't seen the after effect of once those children grow up. Because what happens is if they have a severe form of autism, we've got no way to take care of them. We don't have facilities built. We don't have places for these young men and women to go. And the parents certainly can't do it, especially when they're on the severe side, to help them. So a friend of mine, I've learned all this from a good friend of mine, Brad Trahan, who's the founder of the RT Autism Awareness Foundation. Absolutely. Brad has a son with autism, and he has a severe form of autism. And Brad has had some really in-depth conversations with me about his fears of what he's going to do with his family and his life in the years to come. At some point, they're going to have to find a facility for him because he's simply getting so big now. And we just saw him on Halloween. That young man is growing up terrifically, but if he has a meltdown, he's too strong for mom or dad. They can't, help him, stop him from hurting himself. And he's not trying to do it on his own. He's just, autism is one of those things where it just is a burning fire in your head. And sometimes you just don't know what to do other than freak out about it. And so we work closely with the RT Autism Awareness Foundation. My daughter is, we call her the baby whisperer because there's not a child that she can come across that she can't quiet. And I really am a firm believer she learns that from my wife because my wife will get together with Reese Brad's son, and she will make a connection like nobody I've ever seen with that child. And he can't communicate, he can't speak, but he communicates in a different way. He will tell you what he's wanting to do. He'll tell you what he's thinking and what he's feeling. You just have to be open to the signs that he gives. And my wife keys into that, and she spends time with him and does, I'm going to start tearing up a little bit. She does amazing things with him. And those children are so special and can't help themselves. It's up to us to make sure we take care of them. So we're going to take 10% of the proceeds tonight and help children here in Minnesota with autism and make sure that they're taken care of when they grow up. So that's what we're doing.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Mark. You know, again, when I talked to Mark about doing this, that's one of the reasons why it was exciting to have him. The passion that he has for all of his charities in town, any of them that you speak to will say, oh, we couldn't have done this without Mark, and we couldn't have done this without Mark, especially the Sean Podine, from what that started out with to what it is now. So kudos to you and your team for doing that. And we're very excited to give it.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for doing this tonight.
It's going to be great.
Man.
Well, this is
thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now, back to cooking.
Yes.
So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take leftover turkey. You can see it's a nice chunk of the breast from the leftover turkey.
Okay.
We're going to take some of the stuffing.
Okay.
We are going to make French turkey and stuffing Wellingtons with an apricot demi-glace gravy over the top of it. We're going to take some more of those sweet potatoes so you can see them and try them a different way. I know you ate all of them on your plate, which is
I
great.
didn't touch a one.
As I walked around the room, I noticed that some of the plates had a line down them as things were slid over to one side.
Yeah, we all do that, don't we?
Yeah.
We're like, I'm going to put it off to the side. Somebody at the table will eat it, though, won't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
So, and then we're going to make that, and then we're going to make these really good cherry almond asparagus.
I am so excited about this, and my wife isn't because asparagus makes me fart. And she is so not on that train tonight. What? Oh, like I'm the only one. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
I think I'm going to cook the asparagus. I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
just put that on my side. All right, so what we're going to start off with is we're going to grab a frying pan.
All right.
And there's two parts to this. Obviously, the one part that we can't do is, I didn't mean to reach across there. I was just trying to get the black knob.
You almost touched me in places I shouldn't.
Okay,
Here we go.
so the only thing that we can't show you how to bake here is the Wellington, but we're going to show you how to put it together. And I think even you know how to turn an oven on and set something inside it, right?
Maybe.
Kind of the old Ronco thing to set it and forget
Yes.
it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, I love
Yeah,
those.
you can do. Those are actually pretty fun. I
know.
actually cooked in one of those one time. So we did. I'm not kidding when I say this. We did Spam pot roast in a Ronco oven.
Really?
And I'll tell you what. I've had Spam twice.
Yeah.
The first time I hated it. It was horrible because I had it cold.
Sure.
So I never thought I would eat Spam again.
Oh.
I know. And then I had it this way, and it was really good because it had an egg wash. It was dipped in panko, shore lunch, and then breadcrumbs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it was seared, and it was mixed into pot roast on the top of the pot roast, and then stuck in a Ronco, and it was actually really good. You actually crispy on the outside.
Well, I love Johnny. He explains it in a way that it's like, oh, that's so inviting. But if you really look past it, it's something that covers up every flavor that you would ever taste in Spam. We're going to throw more stuff on this. You'll never taste the Spam.
What
It
did I
was
say?
wonderful.
What did I say earlier? You got to doctor the blank out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did.
That's a great example.
Okay, so now as your pan's getting hot, you're going to
getting
grab
hot.
some of the turkey.
Okay, the whole thing, or
Yep.
what am I doing?
And what I did here is, this actually, just to have an idea, is you can look at it like this. It had an olive oil rub on it and then seared, so you can see that there's still a little olive oil on it.
Okay.
And we did that on purpose to give it a little crispiness. So your pan's starting to get warm, so you want to cube this up again, kind of like you did the ham.
Cube it up again.
And
Why
we'll-
am I doing all the work?
Well, because I heard at the house you do nothing.
That is why I'm
So
upset
while
I'm
you're
all
doing
the
that-
work.
And I'm hoping that your pan doesn't catch on fire.
Wait, wait a minute.
So you got to...
Is that a joke, or are you serious?
Okay, so you don't need that much. We're only making one, but that's probably enough for one of your Wellingtons.
He said cube it.
Okay, so you could cube this portion right here. There you go.
Okay, that's
And
all
that
the
you can
direction
take
I was
home.
looking for.
Okay. So while he's doing that, I'm going to start doing the sweet potatoes. Oops, I don't want to put those in there. That's champagne vinegar. I need the olive oil. Okay, and you are not going to put any oil on those at all. I'm just going to use a little bit of oil for
Put
these
whatever
sweet
the hell I want to on it.
Actually, you know I'm Greek, right? So, yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
throw that in there.
Okay.
I have friends in Chicago.
Here we
remember?
go. I didn't
And
see
I'm not
anything.
kidding.
I didn't see anything.
So, put that in there. Then you take a
Bam!
little
Okay.
bit of your Bam seasoning there.
Bam!
There you go.
Okay.
All right, now grab that. You know what we should, bam, we should act the Greek part. Every time you do it, we should all say opa.
Opa. Okay.
you go. Ready
What
from
does
now?
opa mean?
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, all righty. So
What are
you're
we
going to
doing?
grab your stuffing.
All of it?
Yep,
Okay.
throw that all in
Here
there.
we go. Opa! You guys let me down on that one. That was terrible.
A little bit of vegetable stock in there.
Okay, a little bit of vegetable stock. All right.
Okay.
It smells like my cooking, burnt.
You know, I tease. My wife is a wonderful, beautiful woman, a lot of great attributes, but when she knows when the steaks are done, when the fire alarms in the house go off. Okay, so now you're going to add just, and that's why we don't have to worry about it, because we're going to
Stuck inside. I don't know what just happened.
keep
Just
trying.
nothing.
Yeah, here's the greatest trick. You go like this. Here's what you do. Watch. You go like this. So you go. Okay. So now you go here, and then that way you have your thing, and it's
Oh,
already
that
done.
was
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
That is why he's a chef. That is
Yeah.
genius.
So we're gonna deglaze the pan, which means all the turkey and the oils that were
Okay.
stuck to the bottom of the pan, we're going to take out with it. Now you can saute, and you're gonna go like this. So
Okay. Well, I was
Can you get
kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's
Yeah.
a really nice color.
push pull. Okay. So
What are we doing?
push pull. Okay. So now take that off and set it right here.
Okay.
Okay,
Wanna
the
burn
next part is you're going to grab your piece of puff pastry that's right there.
All right.
Yeah. And there
burn
is
all over my
something that
face.
is not. I had to show off a little bit.
I am so thankful you didn't have me do that.
Did you pee a little bit?
Because I would have had no eyebrows whatsoever.
And see, that's how I know I can actually cook, because I still have the one eyebrow after all the years of doing this. So. Okay, so now yours is going to settle for a second, because we're going to want to put it in the puff pastry. So you put your puff pastry there.
right there. All right.
Now I want you to take this pan right here, or this little plate, and I want you to hold
Wait
it
a
up
minute.
so
There's
people
like
can see
8
it.
plates here. Which
That
one
one
am I
right
taking?
there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so now I want you to hold it right there so they can see it.
Okay.
Grab the cumin for me.
I think. Which one do you think is cumin? Okay, we're gonna go with this one.
You know what? That's cumin, but you're not putting it in there. You're putting it in here.
That's what I was gonna do. Hello.
You forgot
Why
something.
would
What are you supposed to do?
Opa!
Ah, there you go.
Like I was gonna put it on the puff. paste.
Next, you're going to grab
Please.
the nutmeg.
Damn it.
Well, you know, this is when we need that Jeopardy. Na, 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 na. As I'm sitting here. This won't burn, by the way. Don't worry.
Oh no. Okay. We're gonna
Yes,
go.
that's the
Okay.
cinnamon. We'll put the
That's-
cinnamon in next.
That's no the nutmeg.
That's the nutmeg
The
right
nutmeg
there.
is gonna go in because that's what you. Ooh. You did not get
Opa!
that right.
Okay.
Opa! Opa!
Now you're going to take the curry.
Don't. I
I'm
had that,
teasing
man.
you. Curry was right
I
there.
know.
That's cumin.
I know.
Okay, put a
Oh
little-
damn it! Is it really?
Yeah, it's cumin.
God.
You're going to take some of the red pepper flakes. Come on, red pepper flakes.
I got this. I
Okay.
got this. There we go.
Actually, we're going to put all the red pepper flakes in
We're
there.
gonna put them all in there. Okay.
Yep.
Hang on. Hang on.
That's an apricot.
Hang on.
Or apricot.
Hang on. Hang on. Opa. 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 Okay.
Okay, so now,
Ready?
while that's going there,
Okay.
we're going to set this here.
Okay. You told me
gonna-
to set it there.
Yep, we're good. We're going to take a little piece of orange.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorite little things here, because we're going to give these a fire and ice flavor now. So we're going to give these that have lots of red pepper in it and a little orange. And we're going to take those. And then as you have this skillet, just like that, if you have a skillet with a metal handle, you can take this skillet like this.
I'm not. I can hear you.
But you're going to put it in the oven. So you couldn't put this one in the oven.
Yeah, because it's not metal.
Well, people have called
I
me.
have seen Transformers.
I've heard more than once, too. I heard that's your show.
He's a dick, isn't he? Jeez.
Okay. What did you say?
I said, we're doing great on the cooking here, Johnny.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take the rest of this.
Okay.
You're going to start making the Wellington.
Okay.
So now,
I couldn't spell Wellington.
W-E.
I can't, thank you.
Okay, you're going to take a little handful of that. And I know you're a pansy, so you need a spoon instead of your hands.
Because I want to burn my precious fingers.
Okay.
Gotta have something to flip you off with.
There you go.
All right.
I think you did have 4 Jack Daniels. I'm not.
No, I did not.
Okay, that's perfect. So now you're going to take this and you're going to fold it like this
Okay.
over the top.
Okay.
You're going to fold right over
I'm
here
not
like
doing
this.
shit. You're doing everything.
Well, I'm saying you as in not you, but like
The fictitious people in the back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so then we're
beautiful,
going to
though.
take that. We're going to put, and then you would take these and fold them.
Okay.
Roll it over like this, and then
Okay.
if you want to, there's a couple of things that you can do. One,
Okay.
you can take a little bit of butter, just like this. Don't catch your sweater on fire. And just rub a little butter on the top of it, which will
Okay.
give it a nice little glaze. Or you can do a little egg wash, which means you'll scramble up some eggs without the yolk,
Without the yolk, yes.
and then you'll run that
We're
across
not
there.
yoking around here,
Yeah,
ladies and
not at
gentlemen.
all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you very
we've
much.
never heard that one
Second
before.
show at 11.
Okay, so then this we would take
That was
and
for
we
you, Craig, by the way. That was for you, my friend.
and we'll put that in the oven.
Okay.
And that bakes because everything is cooked. You want to bake
Because
it.
it's in an oven, Johnny. We get it.
Everything was cooked beforehand because it's leftovers.
He goes, and that bakes. Yeah, because we know it's going in an oven.
Okay, listen, don't make me. Okay, so then
Okay.
golden brown.
Golden
you
brown.
don't need it to be dark brown like when you would cook a Wellington and you're trying to cook all the flavor inside of it. So that
Okay.
you would do that. Then this would go in the oven as well.
Okay.
And so the next part we're going to do is you are going to make those apricot cranberry,
all about
actually
that. I'm on
apricot
that,
cherry almonds. So you're going to grab a pan behind you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a metal handle.
So what can you do with pans with metal handles?
You can hit you with them is what you can do. And stick them in the oven.
So next month's co-host is going to be a much more demure co-host. And I'm not kidding when I say this. And although Mark is fun, he's not nearly as fun as Father Nick Mezzacapa
Oh.
is coming back,
Yeah.
which is really fun. So, and I'm going to tell the story about Father Nick Mezzacapa because this was really funny. So this one you do need a little oil. So you're going to grab the oil right here. You're going to put a little bit of oil in your pan. And while he's doing that, I'm going to make the demi-glace, and I'm going to make a true demi-glace because we've already got our great stock. Pan nice and hot, and while your pan is getting hot, Mark, you're going to put your asparagus in there, not till the pan's hot. That's one of the things that we do at home is we put cold vegetables and cold oil on the pan. We want the pan and the oil to get hot first, so we're going to put this in here. I'm going to take a little bit of this. You're going to chop up.
Keep saying we, but I'm not doing anything.
I need small,
Stop saying we.
small dice.
Small dice. Okay. That's not going to happen, but we'll give it a best shot.
A little bit of the vegetable stock, and how we make our vegetable stock here is all of our leftover vegetables, the skins of the onions, the ends of the asparagus, the cores of the red peppers, the tips of the tomatoes, all the stuff that we can't serve to the customer that still has the great flavors, we put into our stock. Now, for the love of God.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? I don't know whether it's me and I'm over emotional tonight or
We're cooking
onions?
the onions for everybody apparently up here. Okay, hold.
I got this, man. Back up. Back up.
I
2
need-
feet, Johnny.
I need to put more stock in here now. Hold on a
You
second.
better put all this. Yes, back. I got this.
This is going to reduce down before you're done.
I'm not.
Did you see that there? There you go. Oh, wow, look at that.
It's like people came for a show, Johnny. Got to give them a show.
Okay,
All right.
hold on a second.
What are we doing?
That's all I need.
See?
That's it. Don't put any more onions in here.
All right,
please.
Johnny. It's about communication here, okay? You communicated to me that you wanted diced onions. I gave you diced onions.
We got it. We're good, right? We're
But
good.
you only wanted a little bit.
Okay,
You could have said something.
that one's yours, Jeremy. You can. Okay, now your pan is hot.
Okay.
Throw your asparagus in there.
Either.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's a cool little trick on asparagus, and this is going to flame. Are you going to pee a little bit? Or
Oh, I'm going to back up.
So you want to use a little, like I'm going to protect you from this fire.
You are
Uh-huh.
just fine. I'm just going to watch from here.
All right, so as that
What was that?
gas, it's a little gasoline.
Don't do that, because at Thanksgiving, I'll run into my car, siphon off some gas to do this, and my family will be like, what are you doing?
Okay, so some almonds,
Okay.
grab some cherries.
Okay.
We're also going to we're doing a double thing, so that has cherries in it and fresh cranberries.
Ooh.
The one thing
Everybody say, ooh. Everybody say, ah. I think they booed you a little bit.
Okay, all right, so
That
now,
looks good.
isn't that good? So now we need a little bam in there. What's the bam?
Oh,
the
I got
opa,
this.
I'm
I
sorry,
got
the
this.
opa.
I got this. Opa! See? I got it everywhere. Some for Jesus, some for me.
Okay. That's good, I like it.
Don't tell Father Nick I said that.
Okay, so now we're going to turn that off and let them sit. Here's
Okay.
the cool part about making asparagus nice and crisp. Cook it hot and turn it off. That way, you're not going to continue to cook it. That's a key thing. The champagne in there, you'll see when you try that, gives it that great little crispness. The champagne's, it evaporated out, so you're not going to get any of the sour, but you're going to get the crisp that's left over, like the sugar and a little bit of that apricot, fig, and pear, and grapefruit. I told the table over there earlier that had that in there. So,
Sure.
So now you're going to pretend this is cooked or baked.
Baked, thank you.
You're going to put it right there.
Okay.
You're going to take your vegetables
Okay.
and line them up pretty. And the thing that you would normally want to do is not dump it in there, because then you get all the stuff from the pan in there.
So controlling.
I said pretty. So you can take these like this.
There's no reason why I couldn't make that pretty.
So take these and you
Oh,
can
look
grab
at that.
them
Now
like
you're
this,
just showing off.
like this,
Look at that.
and put some right there.
Look at that.
Okay. And then now the next part you can do is you're going to get some almonds, cranberries, and cherries and sprinkle them over the top of that.
Okay.
Do you like wine?
Me?
There you go. Have a little wine.
Thank you.
Try some of your wine.
I will. Hang on.
Do you like
I'm
wine?
too busy getting. It's okay.
That actually looks really good.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to take.
Opa!
So after you taste that wine, I just took a swig out of that bottle when you weren't looking, and I filled your glass up. But I have to be honest, yeah, a little extra whisker in there. So. Okay. Now, so we've got our sweet potatoes in there. Okay. So now you take this after this comes out of the oven, and you just get this really cool.
No. That's going to look good.
Yeah. So I just think that,
Look
and
at
I love
that.
those colors on there.
Nice.
Put that on there. You can take a little bit of this, sprinkle it right over the top.
I'm sorry. What? Thank you.
Opa!
There you go.
Okay, so now, really cool about this, very healthy as well, except for the puff pastry, but you gotta have a little butter in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, really great contrast in the flavor, sweet, wonderful, almondy asparagus, the Wellington with the that little apricot demi on top of that, and then those really great curry Indian-style potatoes. So now, before they get to kick in on this,
Okay.
we're gonna talk a little fun about Father Nick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tell him the Father Nick story.
Okay, so last
You're not
time
going to
when-
go to hell for this one.
No, because I asked him. So
Yeah, that makes it okay.
Yeah, Father Nick was here, and I told him a story about my dad. And most of you have heard this story, and if you have, just bear with me. But the ones that you haven't, the correlate's really funny with Father Nick. So I was telling the story, and I walked into my dad's restaurant. My dad had this great Greek greasy spoon cafe in Kirkland, Washington. And so I walk in there, and it's like 6:50 in the morning, and it was one of those overcast Seattle November days. And so I walk in, and I'm kind of cold, and then I walk into my dad's restaurant, and he has the restaurant like at 108 degrees. And I walk in, and my dad screams from the kitchen. He goes, "Hey, buddy, your glasses are the fuck up." So I said, "What?"
That's inappropriate.
I was like, "What did you just say?" And so I started getting closer, and he said it again. And now the customers are giggling, and I go, "Dad, you can't tell me that my glasses are fucked up." And he goes, No, they're fuck up. They were fogged up. So as I was with Father Nick doing this, he was cutting tomatoes, and I said, "Now listen, remember to always peel the sticker, kind of like this orange has on it. Peel the sticker off the tomatoes before you chop it up." And he goes, "I know, I've done this before." So he's chopping up, and there's the little papers in our tomatoes. So he jokingly says, he goes, "Oh, looks like our tomatoes are fucked up." So that's our
You
next
made
dish.
a minister say that.
Yeah, I did.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Now, speaking of Father Nick, he actually is the co-host in December's show. And what's really cool is he's actually going to be the lead, and I'll be the co-host. He's going to show us how to make a true Italian Christmas with I'm not Italian, so 5 fishes or 3 fishes or 2 fish
okay.
or something that has to do with fish.
Okay.
So we're going to have this really great.
Lutefisk?
Oh, I hope not. That's not Italian.
Look here, really. Oh, no.
My back just started hurting. So that's Father Nick. Now, a lot of people ask what different things that we do here. The second Friday of every month, we do a live cooking show like this. The last Friday of the month, we do a themed dinner, except in November because it's Thanksgiving, so no one's going to come the day after Thanksgiving. So the 22nd, we're doing a Spanish Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
So we're doing lobster and Alaskan crab leg paella. So that'll be really good. We're going to make a couple of different surprise stuff. All of it is Spanish themed, not Mexican Spanish, but actually Spanish.
Nice.
And that's the 22nd. Those are similar to this, but not a live cooking show. Those are 5-course meals at minimum, and these are 4-course meals.
So what you're saying is everybody here is being cheated tonight with a 4-course meal.
This is a better deal. This is more about the co-host.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. You are really being cheated then.
Yeah. And then the last Friday in December is single-handedly my favorite event that we do here. It's called Christmas in Paris. An entire 5-course meal plus bistro of Parisian-style foods, and it's really wonderful. What's cool about that is we have one ingredient that we use in every single dish on our themed dinners. So I'll tell you the second most favorite that I have, which is coming up. So in December, every single course, including dessert, will have champagne in it. So that's
Nice.
really good, and I love champagne. If you saw
Or
me,
may I say, oui, oui.
yeah, yeah, Opa, I like that one better. And then the one in February is called an Italian Valentine,
Okay.
and every single course has chocolate in it. And so the
Wow.
marquee one that night is, we made it last year, that's the only one from last year's dinner that we're going to repeat. It has filet mignon parmesan
Oh, that
with a
sounds good.
strawberry dark chocolate marinara.
Nice.
That sounds pretty good. So yeah,
Nice.
we're going to let the band come back up here and
Hang on, I have an idea for one of the, at least sometime next year.
we're not doing lutefisk.
We have to do a redneck one. Because I may be one of the only people in the room that's ever had raccoon. And show of hands, anybody had raccoon before? It is delicious. Oh, hang on, I see one hand. Yep.
You've
what
had
did you think?
raccoon?
Did you like it? Oh, look at that. We got a
Two.
Mississippi girl back there. Yes. Yes. I'm telling you, it's out of this world.
But now, is it truly redneck if you don't catch it or kill it with your car?
Well, no, I mean, if you can't taste the rubber from your truck, then
Okay.
you ain't cooking right. But I'm saying we could have a redneck night one night. We could do, or Cajun at least. Jambalaya, little
We do that. We
gumbo,
do a little Cajun.
Oh, aye.
The other one that we do is we do the United States of barbecue.
Oh.
5 different kinds of barbecue from
Yeah.
across the country. That's a really fun one,
I mean,
too.
I want to come back that night.
Okay. All right. So now we'll let the band kick back up in here. We're going to clean up all these chopped onions because we don't need the chopped onions.
Well, don't let them go to
And
waste.
just remember, we're going to have some delicious
Lutefisk.
pumpkin balls. That's what we're making next. So I hope you guys enjoy this main course, and we'll be back up here shortly. If the band can take us home a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.